Hey, Steelers fans! Before we dive into today's major topic, let's take a moment to appreciate what our team is trying to do this offseason. The Steelers are working tirelessly to improve, making moves that could push us toward a serious playoff run in 2025. And you know what that means? We need to stay engaged and support the squad. So, if you're pumped for the moves Omar Khan and company are making, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been actively evaluating ways to improve their secondary this offseason. Free agency has several solid cornerbacks available, but the trade market might offer the best value. And now, a star name has entered the conversation, Jaire Alexander. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, the Green Bay Packers have engaged in trade discussions regarding Alexander. While it's not a guarantee that they'll move him, they're reportedly open to offers for the right price. For the Steelers, this is an opportunity worth considering. With Dante Jackson hitting free agency, Joey Porter Jr. is currently the only proven commodity among Pittsburgh's cornerbacks. Corey Trice Jr. has potential, but injuries have kept him from developing into a reliable starter. Beanie Bishop Jr. had some impressive moments last season, but he's still an unproven asset. In short, Pittsburgh needs a top-tier veteran to solidify the secondary, and Alexander could be the perfect fit. Alexander has struggled with injuries over the past 2 seasons, appearing in just 14 games combined. But when he's healthy, he's one of the best shutdown corners in the NFL. Over his 7-year career, he's racked up 12 interceptions and defended 70 passes while allowing just 244 receptions on 413 targets, according to Pro Football Focus. That's elite-level production. The financial aspect is where things get interesting. Alexander has 2 years left on his current contract with no guaranteed salary remaining. His cap hit for 2025 is $24,956 million, which jumps to $27,376 million in 2026. The Packers would save over $17 million if they trade him post-June 1st, making this a potential move they might be willing to make. If the Steelers can acquire Alexander without giving up a first-round pick, this could be a game-changing addition to the defense. But should they pull the trigger? Let's talk about it in the comments. Now, let's shift gears to the Steelers' quarterback situation. Omar Khan has been clear that solving this issue is the team's top priority. The front office has repeatedly stated their preference to keep either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, but both are free agents, meaning they could explore other options. Mark Kaboly, a longtime Steelers insider, recently suggested that the team's preference for Fields is pretty obvious. Here's the breakdown. If the Steelers had already made offers to both Wilson and Fields, Wilson likely would have signed by now. Instead, the team appears to be waiting on Fields, possibly seeing if he will accept their deal before making a final decision. Fields might be hesitant to commit to a 1-year bridge deal, instead seeking a long-term contract with more security. Khan has set a clear deadline. He wants this situation resolved before the league's new year on March 12th. That means Fields has limited time to make a decision, and if he waits too long, Pittsburgh may move on. While the Steelers seem to favor Fields, Khan has also hinted that they are keeping all options open. This includes veteran quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, both of whom could become available. The team isn't ruling anything out, but they prefer continuity with either Fields or Wilson. The problem? None of these options are perfect. Wilson and Stafford are aging, and while Rodgers is still talented, he would come at a high cost. Fields is still young and has untapped potential, but he hasn't developed as expected. The decision at quarterback could make or break the Steelers' 2025 season. So, I need to hear from you. Who do you think should be the Steelers' starting quarterback next season? Fields, Wilson, or should the team look elsewhere? Linebacker Cole Holcomb has been battling his way back from a devastating knee injury that sidelined him for the entire 2024 season. But according to Khan, he was actually on track to make a return had the Steelers gone deeper into the playoffs. Unfortunately, the season didn't continue for us, but Cole could have helped us in the playoffs. He would have been ready to go, Khan told reporters at the NFL Combine. That's massive news for a defense that could always use more veteran leadership and physicality in the middle of the field. Holcomb, when healthy, is a tackling machine and a key communicator on defense. His return could be a game-changer for the Steelers' linebacker core. However, there's an interesting wrinkle in all of this. Holcomb is set to carry a $7.6 million cap hit in 2025. That's a big number for a player who hasn't seen the field since 2023. Will the Steelers consider restructuring his deal, or is there a chance they move on? Something to keep an eye on as the offseason progresses. Steelers fans didn't get to see much of rookie wide receiver Roman Wilson in 2024, and that was frustrating because the kid has serious talent. Dealing with ankle and hamstring injuries, Wilson barely saw the field. But Khan made it clear that, had the Steelers made a playoff run, Wilson would have been available. "I have a lot of confidence in Roman," Khan said. "Roman was in position to play if we needed him to in the postseason. I think he could have helped us. But the arrow is up on him. That's an exciting update for Steelers fans. Wilson was one of the most promising wide receivers in last year's draft class, known for his speed, route running, and ability to make big plays. If he can stay healthy, he could be a major weapon for whoever is under center in 2025. The Steelers need more explosive playmakers on offense, and Wilson has the potential to be just that. It'll be fascinating to see how he fits into the game. Plan next season, especially with questions surrounding the quarterback position and the wide receiver depth chart. Now let's talk about a player who hasn't had as positive of an update. Rookie safety Ryan Watts. Watts suffered a neck injury in the final preseason game of 2024, forcing him to miss his entire first NFL season. And while Khan had glowing praise for the young defensive back, his update wasn't as optimistic as the ones for Holcomb and Wilson. "Really excited about Ryan's progression last year. He just got better and better every week," Khan said. "He had a significant injury. We'll see how all that shakes out. Was really disappointed in how that ended for him because that young man was really trending in the right direction." Watts underwent neck surgery in January, and his future remains uncertain. He even admitted on Instagram, "This has easily been one of the hardest years of my life." That's tough to hear, especially considering how much potential Watts showed in training camp. The Steelers clearly like what he brings to the table, but with a neck injury being as serious as it is, it's hard to say when or if he'll be back at full strength. This will be another situation to monitor closely over the next few months. There's a lot going on in Steelers Nation right now. The potential trade for Jair Alexander could give Pittsburgh an elite cornerback duo alongside Joey Porter Jr. But is the price right? Meanwhile, the team's quarterback situation remains unsettled, with Justin Fields seemingly the top choice, but no contract signed yet. Now, it's your turn, Steelers fans. Should the team trade for Jair Alexander? And who should be our starting quarterback in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the debate going. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more Steelers content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Here we go, Steelers. Let's get ready for an exciting offseason.